All right, very good. So with that, call the meeting to order. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our renovated home. Glad everybody can make it. Time now is 7:34. This is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Municipal Land Use Board of the Borough of River Edge. It's November 19, 2025. This meeting of the Municipal Land Use Board of the Borough of River Edge is being held both in person and remotely via Zoom in compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act and associated regulations. Notice of this hybrid meeting was published in the Bergen Record, posted at Borough Hall, and posted on the borough's website. The notice included the dial-in and login information necessary for public participation and access to this meeting remotely. Copy of the agenda for this meeting was made available on the borough's website near the posting of the meeting notice and included the dial-in and login information. Please silence all cell phones at this time. During the public comment period of this meeting, if you would like to make a public comment, you may step up to the microphone and wait to be recognized by the chair. Press the raise hand button on Zoom or dial *9 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand. You may mute and unmute yourself by pressing the microphone icon on Zoom or dialing *6 on your telephone keypad. You must state your name and address clearly prior to making a public comment. And if I ask, would you kindly all stand? We'll salute the flag.
Uh, for some reason, I can hear anybody.
Can you hear me, Jason?
Now I can hear.
Oh,
Yes.
but we can't hear you. All right. We'll take a
Oh.
pause for a moment.
Can you hear me? No?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, are you good now, Jason?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Thanks, Marina.
What point did you stop hearing us? Jason, at what point?
Uh, After we salute the flag, that's it.
All right, so just a summary of, for the record, for what we missed after the flag, the roll call, everyone's present except for the mayor. Ms. Boland and Mr. Slava are excused. Also present, our zoning officer, Mr. Dupkin, and our board engineer, Mr. Flores. We approved the minutes of 9/24 with everyone in favor except for Mr. Gibbons abstaining, and then now we're on to the memorialization of KCK Bagels withdrawal. And this one, there was testimony and a hearing on this application, but after the board made a decision, they requested a withdrawal, and so this is a proposal to void the board's original decision on the application and to just accept the withdrawal of that. So everyone's eligible to vote on this.
Thanks, now everybody's caught up with that. There is a draft resolution provided. Comments or questions from the board on the draft resolution? There being none, I'll look for a motion to approve as provided.
So moved.
Mr. Scardia, is there a second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Eden.
Mr. Castle,
Yes.
Mr. Dodia,
Yes.
Mr. Becker,
Yes.
Mr. Craig,
Yes.
Mr. Tunisia,
Yes.
Councilman Glass,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
Ms. Lee.
Yes.
All right, the motion passes.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna move now under completeness review on our agenda. The applicants are B and M Cardenas. Property is 241 Berkeley Road, block 906, lot 7. Application is seeking approval of a proposed addition, alteration, renovation for building coverage. See. Believe we have the Jason. Perhaps we start this finally, if you could.
Yes, I'll go over the proofs submitted by the applicant, I reviewed them prior to the meeting and I found them to be sufficient for the board to hear the application.
Mr. Flores?
Good evening, Chairman, board members, and board professionals, and the public in general. Our office received the architectural plans, prepared by Mr. Bruno, dated September 9, 2025. We received a copy of the boundary survey prepared by Smith Surveying, dated August 1st. Our office also reviewed Mr. Depkin's, letter of non-compliance and the zoning application. We find all the information sufficient to proceed with the hearing tonight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Flores. Mr. Depkin?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Yes, I believe they can, is a completeness check is approved and can be heard tonight.
Okay, thank you. Questions, comments from the board as to completeness? There being none, I'll look for a motion to deem the application complete.
So moved.
Mr. Scardia, is there a second? If it is, you will second.
Mr. Castle,
Yes.
and Mr. Dodia,
Yes.
Mr. Becker,
Yes.
Mr. Craig,
Yes.
Mr. Tunisia,
Yes.
Councilman Glass,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
and Ms. Lee.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna now move under new business. Applicant is B and M Cardenas. Property is 241 Berkeley Road, block 906, lot 7. Application seeking for a proposed alteration, renovation. I'm sorry, proposed addition and renovation of the existing single-family home for exceedance of building coverage. The applicant is here along with their architect. Good evening, folks.
Good evening.
While Mr. Bruno setting up, I can get you sworn in. If you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Please state your name, spell your last name, and provide your address for the record.
Brian Cardenas, Cardenas, 241 Berkeley Road, Riverhead, New Jersey, 07661.
And Megan Cardenas, MEAGHAN, CARDENAS, 241 Berkeley.
Mr. Bruno, if you please raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
And could you please just remind the board of your qualifications and that your licensure is in good standing and current in New Jersey?
Yes, I earned my Bachelor of Architecture degree from the School of Architecture at New Jersey Institute of Technology in 1983. And I was licensed in New Jersey in 1988, and my license is coming.
Questions from the board? We all, see, before, welcome back.
It's nice to be here in person and see you all in person. I don't think I've ever been in this room with you.
If you'd like to bring another chair up, that way you don't.
So I'll be standing.
No, I know you're gonna stand, but,
We'll just.
Thank you.
yeah,
I'll be sitting.
no need to stand.
And if you just move that microphone closer to Mr. Bruno. And Jason, you can hear Mr. Bruno?
Yeah, it's been on. There you
There it is.
Okay, so we'll just quickly reintroduce ourselves. My name is Brian Cardenas, this is my wife Megan. We moved to River Edge in 2018 as newlyweds. I can safely say when we were looking for a new, for our first home, River Edge was definitely the place we wanted to live. This thing has obviously a great reputation, a great school system, and we were very set on finding a home here. Fortunately, in 2018, we were able to find a home on Berkeley Road. From since then, we joined our family. We have 2 beautiful children, both 4 and 2. And we're starting to outgrow it a little bit. And we're looking to modestly expand our house a bit to make it a bit more conducive for a bigger family. So we appreciate you taking the time for us to walk you through our expansion.
Okay, thank you for taking your time this evening. I left at each board member's desk 2 handouts. One is a photo index. Is someone who would like to mark that?
Yeah, that'll be exhibit A1,
A1.
and it's dated November 4th.
Dated November 4th, 2025. And the second handout is dated November 19th, 2025. And that is a revised schematic site plan. I in response to the engineer's letter relating to the driveway and parking, I prepared a handout showing showing an expansion of the driveway to accommodate the proper number of parking spaces that are outlined in the engineering. What I'd like to do first, if I may, is just walk the board briefly through the photo index. We're gonna to sort of set the environment for the home. This photograph number 1 is the north or front elevation view on the subject residence, and the proposed addition would be to the left-hand side as one views the house from the street. That would be the 2-story addition, and then there would be a 2nd floor addition above the garage, which is situated to the right of the residence. Photograph number 2 is a view looking northeast from the southwest corner of the subject lot. That is the existing deck that will remain. And to the left, in the left of the photo, that's the rear part of the garage, which as I just mentioned, we're proposing a 2nd floor addition above that. Photograph number 3 is the north or front elevation view of the residence to the east of the subject residence, or to the left as you're looking at it from the street. So it's quite a large home situated to the left or to the east. Photograph number 4 is the north of front elevation view of the residence to the west of the subject residence or to the right. And that's the 2-story house with the front porch. Photograph number 5 is a view looking north from the front entry of the subject residence. So I took these photos myself, and I was standing right by the bottom of the steps leading to the front entrance of the home. And photograph number 6 is a view looking northwest from the front of the subject residence. That sets the environment for the house. In our original application, I had, identified two variances. One was for maximum building coverage, 25% permitted, 28.41% is proposed. And at present, we are at 25.45%, so the house as it sits today is already, in excess of what is permitted. We also identified, a front yard setback variance, to be required 30 feet is minimum. The 27.7 is proposed, but, in the Costa letter, prepared, they determined that we were in compliance with the front yard setback, so that is no longer a variance. But they did mention in the letter that we were deficient in on-site parking, could be RSIS standards. So, in the handout that I left at your desks this evening, dated November 19th, which is a schematic site plan that you see at your desk, we showed the additional parking, and that actually triggers a variance for the improved lot coverage or impervious pavement, which is the pavements plus the building. So, given the 146 square foot increase in driveway area, we would be at 36.85%, where 35% is permitted. So the proposed improvements are as follows: expanded kitchen, and I'll get to the page here. So it would be expanded kitchen, which is on the left-hand side or the east side of the house as you view it from the street, or you view it from the plan. First floor interior alterations, just to open up the space a bit, because it's got a lot of interior walls, which creates a claustrophobic feeling and doesn't allow the spaces to work together. Front porch and stair. New second floor bedroom, which would be situated over the garage, and an expansion of the existing small bedroom on the left-hand side with a laundry room attached to the existing basements. So the architecture of the house will be in keeping with the existing colonial style architecture, not only of the house itself, but of the neighborhood. So we would do some stone veneer at the lower level up to the first floor windowsill height, asphalt shingle roofing, clapboard style siding, and we've got a standing seam metal roof above the eyebrow roof, cutting across to above the first floor windows. We would respectfully state to the board that given the site conditions and the modest expansion that we're proposing, is that the variances that we're requesting this evening are could be considered minor. We already are in excess of the permitted coverage, where the new coverage is, as I mentioned before, is strictly for the kitchen expansion. We've got a very, very narrow space here, and it's really not conducive to modern family life, you know, with kids and dogs and relatives and so on, and to create the covered front porch, which gives some not only you know, not only beneficial coverage for entering and exiting the home, but also, as you see from the elevation drawing, it provides a beneficial amenity to the streetscape, improves the architecture of the house. In accordance with the borough ordinance, the excess or the increased roof area, the rainwater will be captured and diverted to the stormwater chamber, which is underground, and we've designed that to 3 inches per hour rainfall duration, and I believe the Costa letter took no exception. All of that, we have to answer questions and comments, etc.
Okay, let's start with our professionals. Mr. Dapkin? Yes, thank you, Chairman. I didn't do the review in regards to the amendment to the lot coverage. I'll certainly accept Mr. Bruno's facts. On that bulk requirement, it's now called building coverage instead of lot coverage. But other than that, he's correct in the statements of the percentages over. And in regards to the front yard, the porch, there's a stipulation in the code permitting an encroachment of 6 feet into the front yard setback. So that's all right.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy. Mr. Flores.
Good evening. Can you clarify for me how are you planning to address the parking requirement one more time?
I amended the site plan, so where I'm creating increasing the driveway in front of the building to a width of 18 feet for a depth of 20 feet, so that we would have we'd have sufficient width to park 2 cars side by side.
But excuse me, Mr. Bureau. Jason, you don't have this plan. This was here. This doesn't see it, so you may not have that.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, this was a handout.
That's fine. No, but so you're gonna extend that to the north side of the property. I know that you're gonna extend the driveway to the north side of the property, right? Am I correct?
You're expanding the driveway to the north side of the property?
The driveway is being extended to the northwest side, to the
Yeah.
right side, as you're looking at the as you're looking at the site plan.
Understood. Is that gonna put you over the the improved lot coverage?
That brings us to 36.85%.
So you're requesting that variance as well. Okay.
It will be
I
over
just-
1.85%.
Okay. Other than that, I don't have any other comment. I would just say that, just make sure that the stormwater management is being placed within 10 feet of the property lines. And some soil testing, it will be addressed. So, you will be required to do some soil movement permit. We will address that on there. And the last question that I have is, are you gonna make any changes in grading for the property? Are you gonna change the grades of the property around the property?
There will be the grading of the property will remain as is. It's relatively flat site, so we're not planning to regrade. The only soil movement on site will be for excavation for the foundations and for the stormwater chamber. And any soil, all soil actually not required to the backfill of second will be trucked from the site.
Okay.
And there will be measures to control the soil on site. We've got a silt fence detail so that soil will not be blown around the neighborhood made by these. So the silt fence, which is a standard practice.
Okay. And the only thing I will remind the board, and I will remind you, if you extend the driveway to the northwest of the property, we have an ordinance that you cannot be closer than 2 feet to the property line. Just keep that in mind. I cannot scale it from the plan that I have, but keep that in mind. And other than that, I don't have any other question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Flores. Check the board now.
Mr. Bruno, the driveway expansion will be greater than 2 feet from the side property line. Do you know how far that will be?
Yeah, that will be, I can measure that for you. It'll definitely be bigger than 2. So it's about 10 feet.
Yeah.
It'll be approximately 9 feet.
And the stormwater calculations took into account that additional 146 square feet for the driveway?
It did not, it took into account the new roof area.
Okay. Would you be willing to make any changes necessary as recommended by the board engineer or town borough engineer?
Absolutely, yes.
And so just to clarify, the additional driveway space on exhibit A2 says 146 square feet, so now we have two. We've broken down our lot coverage requirements to lot coverage excluding yard amenities and lot coverage with lot yard amenities, so it will technically be two variances. The one excluding yard amenities will be 31.6% approximately, and then the one including yard amenities will be 36.86%.
Turn now to the board for questions. Mr. Pfeffer, we'll start with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, good evening. Quick question on the stormwater chamber that you're proposing. How is that different from what's existing? And how does it improve the drainage on the property?
Well, I'm not aware of anything existing, but this will handle the new roof area and will increase the size of it as I just responded to Ms. Donnelly to handle the roof area, the roof area in kind with the added pavement for the driveway extension.
And the turning back to the driveway, it's hard for me to see on the photograph. It looks like there's room for two cars side by side, but
Yes, yeah, I'm proposing to make that 18 feet so we will have two bus service.
But I'm saying that the photograph that's in exhibit A, page 1, is a photograph of the conditions that exist.
So I think the driveway ends at the right-hand side of the building, so I believe. So, what makes it look like we've got pavement to the right is that we just have a heavy shadow.
Okay, so the driveway ends at about where the gutter pipe is?
Yes, it ends at the end. You'll see on the site plan that was originally submitted that the driveway ends here,
Okay.
to the right-hand side of the garage structure.
And so what you're saying is that currently, based on this, what's the conditions are in this photograph, you cannot park two cars side by side.
That is correct.
And two cars fit back to back.
Yeah, the setback there is, I believe, from front to back, it would probably be about 35 feet, so you could theoretically get two cars if they're not very big, but I think a minivan is about 16 feet. You block the sidewalk.
I see. So he says, so if you have a second car, it extends into the sidewalk.
So I think, believe that's the reason for the requirement. You know, for the engineers later, that's what we make it wider so that the cars can be set. And if they need a third, if they need to park the third car, if it's smaller than they want to.
And I'm assuming, I'm looking at the picture, I'm assuming the garage is a garage. I have nothing further. Thank you.
Thanks. Councilman Boss.
Thank you, Chair. Can you give me the numbers? Can you give me the numbers? So, on coverage numbers. So what's,
So right now,
and give me the, yeah, I know, but I wanna know what the, so how much over?
for building coverage, the permitted is 25% and they're proposing 28.41%. For lot coverage, just without yard amenities, the requirement is max 30%. With the driveway expansion, it's gonna be 31.6, so 1.6% over. And then for lot coverage with yard amenities, our max is 35% and they're proposing 36.86%. This is a slightly undersized lot.
I thought it was 25. 35.
It's 25 for building coverage, 30 for lot coverage without yard amenities, and then 35 with the yard amenities.
So what are the yard amenities? Just that?
You can, oh, sorry about that.
The deck is open, right? The deck is uncovered and it's existing.
What's to move that? Right, so did you discount it? I didn't know, what are we at 50%?
So Jason might be able to chime in on this, we've updated the code, so if you have a deck that water can go through, the planks.
It
and
has
there-
open joints.
And there's nothing underneath, it's just, grass or other permeable material, then you get a discount of, is it 50?
75.
No, it's 75%.
Oh, 75. 50's for a patio.
Yeah, I did not take the, I did not take the
Okay, so you might not even,
So what's the square footage of that?
square footage on the deck is 365 square feet,
Okay, so
including a stair.
So instead of that, it's gonna be less than 100.
Be about 180, 182.
What?
Well,
75 times 25. I'm
so
supposed to be less than 100.
Right.
So 375. So
so that would account for the increase in the driveway. That would,
offset.
it would offset, even the driveway's 146.
Alright. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
if the project were to be approved, then we would.
Revise a little lower.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have just some comments for you. The silt fence you showed on the entire. How they do it.
Well, the contractor would remove a portion to get access on different things. But if we don't have it,
So
completely around, it would be very difficult.
Silt fence and do that.
I'm sorry?
They're going to install and remove part of the silt fence and do that.
Yeah, to get access in the front, absolutely.
Well, can I say something?
Yeah.
Usually what happens is, they'll install the silt fence around the perimeter of the property. They'll have a gravel, section if they're removing, are you removing the existing driveway?
The existing driveway will be removed and replaced.
Okay, so they're probably gonna do that later on in the project. So that'll be the path, truck path for the, construction site. But what the silt fence does, it just maintains, the soil, so there's no soil erosion that goes onto the neighbor's properties or into the right of way.
And also, in the event of wind, it mitigates the amount of wind blowing for soil.
I see frequently a lot of traffic, to our public roads, I'm just wondering how it's. I appreciate diligence on this. Okay, that's it.
So with those, I guess, reductions in the amount of percent, the concern that I have is the driveway might not be big enough. I'm just looking at this and just thinking of two SUVs of reasonable size. One pulling in straight, and then the next one trying to get around them. So I'm just concerned that you don't have enough, if the driveway isn't close enough to the curb to realistically pull in two cars.
Well, what we could do is, since we have an overage, with my calculation, we have the overage on per the deck, we can increase the driveway and still be within the,
That's my thought, yeah, because I'm just looking at it thinking it's gonna be. It could be challenging.
right.
If, I don't know what kind of car you're driving, but if you got a decent sized SUV, that could be. Tricky getting those two cars in there, so if we're not really at 36.86 and these numbers are lower. My suggestion would be to make that driveway as. All the way to the curb, if that, whatever that calculation is, and then that makes more sense for usability. You were barely over to begin with. And now you're really barely over, so I would suggest you make.
As I took the deck as 100%.
Yeah, so you might not even be over at this point.
Right.
Maybe by doing what I'm saying, you might be over. But I would think that would make the most sense. But you're barely over, it's a minimal project, so no issues.
Thank you.
That's correct. They could.
So to have, then discuss some.
Mr. Kenigo. I'm good, thank you. Jodier.
One comment that I would make, if you were to take Mr. Gibbons' suggestion and extend the driveway right to the curb, if you needed to reduce, reduce your numbers, you could use pavers to further get a discount, right?
Yeah, we also accept a reduction for permeable pavers, so if you,
Yeah, we could do that, and well, because at worst, we'd be where we stated we are.
Yeah.
But it's likely to be less, because I took, the deck as 100%.
Right. Thank you.
Ms. Levine?
No questions at this time.
Vicky? You're gonna bring the body? Before we do, I actually do have a question about it. Do you have any issues right now with flooding either in the backyard or in the front yard of your house? Thank you. Well, at this time, I will put a motion to open the public comments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay, at this time, we're now open for public comment of this application. So we have
there's no one online, but we do have members of. Person.
anyone who should be heard on this application? Okay. In the case, I'll put a motion to close the meeting for public comment. Good, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Any further questions from the board or our professionals on the application? Okay, so the one question I would ask is, if we need Mr. Bruno to come up with more definitive calculations for us to complete.
So based on the discount that is going to be applied, do you think that you can comply with the lot coverages without a variance?
I believe we can I, have maybe 5 minutes to,
Sure, yeah.
rather than shoot myself?
Yeah.
No, that's why I asked the question, we'll make sure.
Like that's never happened. What was the, I'm sorry, what was the discount for the deck?
The deck discount is 75%, so it's 25%.
25%, okay. And so this-
It's 50. But they have to be
Perfect. Yeah. It's the discount for the deck. I mean, 20 has, right? Oh, no, I'm using. Down to 70, so we're at 30. 25. 25. Yeah, it would be a 34.5%. Which
With the argument, yeah.
we
So
thought,
that-
I said we
that's-
have a little bit, but if we're taking 25% of the debt.
Yes. And Jason will, I don't know if you did the calculation for excluding yard amenities with the new driveway expansion, would that require? I'm not sure.
I calculated an extra 90 feet for the what we just discussed with the driveway expansion.
Alright, so you'll fit into the lot coverage.
Okay. Yeah, especially so, it's something, just so I'm clear, I'm counting 25% of the deck.
Yes.
Got it.
So it's
That's
gonna be
correct.
35 or less.
You're 35 of them.
And I think the question was, it's 30 or less than the minimums.
Yes, but, so without yard amenities, the coverages will be below 30% or equal. Below or
The
equal.
yard amenities is the deck now, when we count the yard amenities, do we count the full deck or the discounted?
Discounted.
The discount, yeah,
The discounted.
that's in the full. But without any yard amenities, so the reason why we separated it is so that people don't max out their lot coverage without leaving room for the yard amenities. So we have a lower requirement, a 30% max for everything else excluding the yard amenities.
So the yard amenities, just so we're clear for this conversation, I want to make sure, so the yard amenities will be what? The deck,
Yes.
Yes,
and we just subtract the discounted and the driveway?
No, doesn't count the yard amenities.
so I think you will still need a variance for the lot coverage excluding yard amenities because
Yeah.
the existing, or the proposed that you had before the driveway addition is 2,069 square feet. If you add 146 square feet, that's up to 2,215, so about 31.6%. But if you expand that driveway a little bit more, say 90, you said 90 square feet maybe.
You'd be 146 plus 90, because 146 is the amended plan that I wrote this evening. So 146 plus 90,
So 23.
236. Bringing 236 feet to the driveway over and above what was the original application.
So it would be about 33%. 32.9% for that. Is that what you're getting, Jason?
Yeah. Now, can I ask you something, Mr. Bruno? Maybe you can consult. I don't know if the board will take my advice, but will it be possible to replace the driveway with environmental paver so you reduce the almost 400 square feet of driveway by half?
I think we need to look into that.
Yeah,
Because I have without the yard amenities, I've got 32.82%.
That's good. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, roughly 32 point something. I just
Are there reasonable permeable pavers that are for driving? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, one of the, I recently had a project in Leonia where they were really strongly encouraging us. I'll say strong arming, that's doing the permeable pavers. The only problem with that is if the ground is frozen, it really doesn't work. So what we did was we took we collected the rainwater in a trench drain at the interface where the driveway meets the sidewalk and conducted it to a stormwater chamber so we wouldn't have, because the permeable pavers, it's a great idea, but it doesn't work they don't work very well in a climate where the ground freezes.
Or over time when they get clogged.
Correct. So we elected to conduct the rainwater to a trench drain where the driveway and the sidewalk meet, and then that in turn into the stormwater chamber.
Instance though, typically that 5% for the amenities is because we're protecting against people developing the property and not having the amenities here. And it exists underneath the overall coverage and the coverage, input coverage plus the amenities. So the issue that we're normally trying to address is already addressed. So I think, we did you can approve a variance for coverage of amenities. And you still be meeting the requirements of overall coverage.
And I think that if I may make this request, because sometimes at these meetings, trying to get the numbers straight, I would prefer, well, may I suggest that the board consider the variance for the improved lot coverage, but we make the concerted effort to address your concerns with the, for the mitigation that we've discussed, so that at least if we're making a misstep with calculating the numbers now, it doesn't cause us to have to come back for another round. But we will, we will certainly take the board's suggestions and make every effort to reduce the coverage, but to allow us to assume that we're still gonna be over for now.
I think I get what you're saying. And if you go up 35, yeah, because we just allocated the 5%. Separately for a different purpose than what applies here. So if you're below 35, I mean, you meet the intent, that's your point. That's a good point.
Oh, that's a good point. So we can, if you don't have to worry about with and without the yard amenities, if we say, okay, 35 is our,
You still have to.
is our maximum.
Right.
Then I feel comfortable moving
Yeah,
forward.
but the intent is met.
Yeah.
Well, but we're at 36.85 and I took the full deck.
And we have backyard amenities and a double wide driveway. So we're getting a car off the street and we have a property that has.
And
it's undersized to the property. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do a bit of a hardship there because of,
Yep.
we're 500 feet, and 500 feet on a lot this size makes a big difference.
That's your hardship.
Should drop it.
Yeah, so if we, let's just take the, building coverage, 1989. Divided by 7,500, we'd be at 26.52 instead of, 28.4. So we would be much closer.
So what number would we be asked to have a variance for at this point to cover you from getting that driveway in there? Is it 32.9% or 33% to be sure that we're
Well, if we're,
without the amenities? So that, I think that's the only variance we're looking at this point. So we still have to have that.
No, that's the building.
Building coverage and then a lot coverage without yard amenities. That is gonna need to be. If you do the 146 plus the 90. Then that's around 32.9%.
right, and just to be clear, what are we not counting in?
The deck.
The deck, we're not counting the deck at all. Okay. So, let me just go back to
Yeah, I think we just need to know what the numbers we're actually putting in them. Yeah, we need to get a final number. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure what I'm doing here. So I had my building coverage, including the deck, at 198.89, so I'm getting rid of the deck. For the purpose of this calculation.
Correct.
Which
Which counts for the
is-
25%.
Which is 365. So it's 1624 without the deck. So then we've got 372, which is the driveway to be replaced at this point. I didn't add what we discussed this evening. Then we've got the 73 for the front walkway. Then I had, Marina, what did I have for the driveway that we added tonight?
236.
236.
146 plus 90. 236.
Okay, with 2305, I'll write that down so I don't have to ask you again. And I divide that by 7,000. That gets us to 32.92. So we're not adding the deck in, we're not taking the deck.
Is it? Yeah.
So it still counts for the 25.
Right.
It still counts for the building coverage. Right,
It counts 100% in building coverage.
Right, which is what I have on my drawing.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so the building, so the building coverage ask is still 28.41%.
Correct.
I'm sorry, can you say that number?
28.41, 28.
I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted.
It's a lot of numbers.
Alright, so just those two variances, one for lot coverage without yard amenities at 32.9. And then the building coverage, which was 28.41.
Yes.
We don't need the front yard setback anymore because the porch met the borough code exception. And the applicant agreed to comply with stormwater management, soil permitting.
Absolutely.
And the recommendations of the borough and board engineer. Including making any adjustments for the to the chamber size or, for the additional driveway space.
Right, so we'll be taking we'll be taking that like amount from the roof somewhere.
And then you'll submit revised plans with all the updated numbers and the change to the driveway. And you'll consider permeable pavers and some trench drains or any other stormwater management that's required.
Correct.
Okay.
Question work. This time, I will look for a motion on the application. Move we approve. Driveway. Thanks.
All right,
There you go, thank you.
Mr. Casson,
Yes.
Mr. Bodie,
Yes.
Mr. Becker,
Yes.
Mr. Frey,
Yes.
Mr. Canida,
Yes.
Councilman Glass,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
and Ms. Lee.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passed.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
And that one is- needs to be- he needs to talk into the mic.
Yeah. That's probably 3 hours spreading all the council arguments, but we come that I had. Work, hard work, in that application. Well, thank you very much. This time, we have nothing left on the vacancy other than for me to offer my sincere appreciation and congratulations to Mr. Alter for his 8 years of service to this board in both a live and virtual environment, keeping us all in line. Both atmospheres, we will. I know your service has been invaluable to me personally. Thank you. The whole thing, all the agenda items flowing smoothly at any given time. So I just want to offer you my personal best wishes for you as you look on to.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to work for this board. I've been involved with other boards in other towns, and I find this board so committed and dedicated and so sensible when it comes to these issues with the residents. You want to make the residents happy, and at the same time, you want to maintain the town's ordinances. It's a give and go, and this board has been excellent at doing it. So I appreciate every member. I realize you're all volunteers. I volunteer in my own town. So it's much appreciated, and thank you for the kind words.
Thank you.
Karen, may I make this statement? I work in scores of towns throughout the state, and I can honestly say that Mr. Walter is one of the most helpful and on top of things or secretary, administrative, whatever you want to say. And he's always a pleasure to work with, and frankly, makes me better at what I do.
Thank you.
So I'm very lucky.
Thank you.
Nice.
You'll be missed then.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Especially at the next meeting, I'm sure.
If nothing further from the board, I'll look for a motion to open this public.
Do you have?
Do you have any comments for the board? That being the case, I'll move to adjourn. And second. Yeah, second, Mr. Kelly, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposing, abstaining? Abstaining?
We just gotta
See everyone.